And this guy, the guy we are following, Dr. Searle, he is the crew's psychological officer. He monitors mental health and tries to prevent fights between the crew, which still happens a lot.
Yeah, he's doing a shit job, but not only that, he's also not beating the allegations.
He is among the weirdest of the crew because he has something of an addiction to coming up here and looking at the sun. When we're first introduced to him, he's staring at the sun and he asks the computer, the Icarus AI, hey, what percentage, how bright am I looking at it right now? And the computer tells him, you're looking at 2%, and it's already incredibly bright. And he immediately goes, show me 4%.
Crank it.
Up more.
I need to feel the sun's love.
The computer tells him that he can only get to 3.1% without scorching his eyes. So he's like, all right, yeah, that exact number, that I want to go right to the edge. And then he puts on sunglasses.
Can we also say, it's going to come up, but his skin actually looks normal here.
Yes, and throughout the movie, you will see Dr. Searle. We don't see him doing much more of the sun tanning, but he obviously is, because every single scene, he has worse sunburns. By the end, he literally has these inch-wide scabs all over his face.
He probably makes crinkling sounds when he speaks.
Oh,
I know for a fact I could never be like him, because you get me on the very first level of sunburn, and that level of pain will inconvenience me enough to stop.
But it's evidence of the sun's love.
That's true, but also I'm uncomfortable, It's
That's how they turn you off of sun worship.
So yeah, after Dr. Searle, who is played by Cliff Curtis, we are introduced to the rest of the crew. Cillian Murphy is our resident physicist, Kappa. Chris Evans is Mace, the ship's engineer. Michelle Yeoh is Corey, the botanist. Benedict Wong is Trey, the ship's navigator. Troy Garrity is Harvey, the communications guy. And then we got Hiroyuki Sanada as the captain. Rose Byrne as Cassie, the pilot. It is a very stacked cast, is what I'm trying to say. That, a lot of these people were not as famous then as they were now, but especially Michelle Yeoh and Hiroyuki Sanada are at the time, 2007, they are already legends of martial arts movies and things like that. A lot of the others are kind of on their way up. Benedict Wong, Chris Evans. Cillian Murphy had worked with the director and writer before on 28 Days Later. They were some relative unknowns at the time, or at least up-and-comers, and now they are huge. And looking into it, a lot of it also comes from this movie, even if it wasn't financially successful. So we are introduced to the crew. They're all kind of going about their thing. They're having a meal together. Trey, the navigator, is cooking for them. And the entire time, Dr. Searle, everyone's kind of making fun of him for being a vitamin D addict. And he's actively telling them how good it is. And I know it's not what he's saying, but I kept coming back to thinking of that Tucker Carlson special where he interviewed those guys who do ball tanning.
Putting your
who spend all day scorching their balls and assholes under the sun, under the tanning light, because it's healthy for
laying
them.
On his back, legs open, just letting the sun blast his ass.
I'm just, I understand that he thinks it's healthy and whatnot, but I'm just imagining the scenario hey, Dr. Searle, do you have a minute? I've just got a couple of questions.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
So the tanning thing, you say it's healthy, and I'm not saying it's not, just to be clear, right?
You better not be.
And it's fine. I know you're not going past 3.1 whatever percent. It's just the pose, I've come in a couple of times you want to tan, fine, but do you need to show it your asshole?
Every inch has to be tanned. The sun must know me.
The sun, must know me. I don't think that the sun needs to know you
your
that.
Your asshole is a fingerprint. It's a unique. Well, the sun is God, and we are made in God's image. And as we'll learn in this movie, the sun does have a Death Star port, aka an asshole. So as they are all sitting down for dinner, the captain, Kaneda, he comes in and he tells them basically. He comes in and he says,
Quinn. No, Quinn. Captain Canada.
Captain Canada and Captain
Captain
America
Brandon.
in the same movie.
Captain Brandon from that Chinese movie we watched.
So, yeah, Captain Canada, he comes in and he says the solar winds are much higher than expected, which I have no idea how they could get that wrong. Because A, the sun is dying, and B, it doesn't just like spike all of a sudden. You don't just get into an area where suddenly the solar wind is like 10,000 times stronger.
I have an explanation for this.
The sun farted. That's what
The sun was angry
is.
that Cyril was showing him his asshole.
Go away, go away, go away. Don't get any closer, go away. Ew.
Trying to burn these fucking germs away. But yeah, basically because the solar wind is much higher than expected, they have a very small window, about 24 hours, in order to send their final messages to their family. And this makes everyone kind of sad. Kaneda, the captain, does make a good point of like, hey, we all knew this was going to happen. It's just happening like a couple of days earlier than we expected. So like, write your last emails to your families. We're hopefully going to come back home, but it's still high risk.
And everyone has clearly procrastinated on this.
Oh yeah, that is the best part. Because they only have 24 hours left and they only have one recording studio in which to make and send these things.
I hate that studio. Number one, why do you get like 3 different sides of your face recorded? And why do we have like the first Matrix background going on?
So basically, we get this scene where Kappa, our physicist, Cillian Murphy, he is in the little studio and he's recording a message to his sister. Basically, and he says, if we do this, if mission is successful, you will know before I get home, because 8 minutes after we do this, you will look up and you'll see the sun get brighter. And to your point, while he is doing this, for some reason, the message has like hacker script pouring down behind him as the green screen background. I don't know why they felt the need to add that. It makes him look significantly less serious. And he apparently took so long, he took so many tries to get this right, that Captain America, Mace, he did not have a chance to send a final message to his family. He burned all of the time. And like you said, Captain America had procrastinated. Later on, whenever he's talking to Dr. Searle, like so basically Mace and Kappa get into a fight because of this, because Kappa has monopolized all of the saying goodbye to one's family time, and now no one else can send a message.
I wish I kept track of how many times they entered a physical altercation in this movie.
Or, as Cassie calls it, we have an abundance of masculinity in the mess hall.
Yeah, the excess masculinity is here, guys.
Which does imply that this happens frequently. No one else in the crew is surprised that Kappa and Mace are fucking, like, beating each other up in the hallway.
I thought that crew selection was supposed to kind of wean this out, you know?
Yeah, but then, you know, if a sci-fi movie actually used people trained like astronauts do, you wouldn't have any conflict, because they're basically picked for being, you know, on top of their qualifications, they are picked for being the most, like, cuddly, friendly team players alive.
If they did that, then we would just have a better movie.
If this was just a movie of a team working together, cross-checking each other's work so that accidents don't make it through, yeah.
Instead, we have Dysfunction Junction.
So they get into a fight. Mace, he has to go talk to Dr. Searle, who's gonna, like, psychoanalyze him. He crucially says that, like, 18 months is a very long time and that he just lost track of things, which kind of implies that he has been procrastinating talking to his family at all. Like, that he has just continually been putting this off for months. But he gets prescribed to go into the holodeck, which they have, and look at women.
Watch a video.
It's called the Earth Room, and you go in there and it just shows all kinds of, like, Earth stuff.
And apparently waves are too violent.
Yeah, Mace keeps having a fight with the computer because he wants to watch this video of a bunch of people, like, on a pier, kind of, like, laughing in the rain and the wind as these, like, huge waves crash up against it. And the computer keeps going, like, that's too violent. We were told to give you something nice. And he's like, no, the violence is calming to me. We get some more scenes of everybody going about their day. Mace goes to apologize to Kappa, and I like this because even though it is heartfelt, it's still, like, the two most awkward characters in the movie by design. So Mace just kind of, like, stomps up and goes like, I'm sorry for what happened. And there's a 5-second pause, and Kappa is like, was that the apology? Yes. And then they both stomp off in the opposite directions.
Fucking stupid. I hate it.
So Michelle Yeoh, Corey, she is going about her job as the botanist. She has a big garden, the O2 garden, basically.
Her child.
Yes, and she is way too attached to this garden. It will become a murder thing for her later on.
Oh yeah, it's a fascination that cannot end.
Captain Kaneda, aka Scorpion, he is sitting in his room and he is watching one of the last messages sent by the original mission, Icarus 1. And from that we find out that Captain Pinbacker, aka Mark Strong, is the captain of the Icarus 1.
It's such a name too, by the way. Like I've never heard a name quite like that in all of human history.
It was based on a character named Pinback from another book. But yeah, even that, Pinbacker, I have never heard. Not to mention, he kind of has like an Eastern European accent, so I don't know what they were going for. But yeah, it's Mark Strong, and in this message, he's getting kind of culty about the sun. He keeps saying how beautiful it is, but he doesn't go all out.
Nothing that he says is inherently wrong.
No, he's just saying, like, he's giving a status report saying, hey, we had some damage from the shield. We went out there, we fixed it up, it's all fine. But I gotta tell you, Moonbase, it was beautiful. And then, of course, because they are really laying it on thick here, the video glitches to him saying beautiful and like zooming in on his eyes. Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
And his lips too. Like, why is it just so focused in?
Because, I mean, Mark Strong's facial features are pretty
very
good.
chiseled. Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah, except we're looking at like maybe 10% of his face. Also, gotta quickly double back. I posted the picture. The fucking botany room is disgusting.
Oh yeah.
That mold, clean it.
There is mold, there is algae like pouring out of every single tank. It's disgusting.
She can't even clean her room and she gets murderous over it.
So we're setting up all of our various Chekhov's guns. We are setting up Mark Strong as the captain of the Icarus 1. Mace, the mechanic, we're back to him working, and he's working on the coolant tanks for the AI. So it has these mainframes. They're basically just a bunch of server racks. And to keep them running, they have to be super cooled, which means dipping them into open vats of super coolant. This is not like behind a lid or anything. These are recessed into the ground at just like walking level. Like, you could just fall into one. They are not sealed or anything.
This ship is not safe.
And we know how cold they are because Mace accidentally drops a wrench and he dips his hand in, pulls it back out in like less than half a second. And then does the Family Guy Peter, like, oh, thing for like 10 seconds after. So we know it's very cold.
Just rocking back and forth
just
on
setting
the ground.
This up for later, yeah. So the crew are going about their lives, and then they get interrupted because Mercury has come around. This kind of also tells us how close they are. They are coming up on Mercury on the way to the sun.
Mercury is
so they've made a decent amount of progress, but like they're still pretty far away from the sun.
Mercury is in retrograde and we are fucked now.
I mean, from where they're flying in, it does appear to be orbiting in retrograde, now that I'm thinking about it, because we see it progress across the sun from right to left.
Quinn, they're just upside down.
They could be
That's
upside down.
Issue.
That is also fair. But
true.
The entire crew gathers in the observation room, and the captain says, as they're getting ready to watch Mercury pass in front of the sun, the captain says, like, all right, Icarus, raise the filter a little bit. And I would have given anything for the AI to fuck up and just go 100% right there.
The captain's just turning around, Serla, put your pants back on, you perv.
Everyone's sitting next to Searle is just kind of like inching away from him because he's just vibrating. His fists are just like, oh, come on.
The computer fucks up and sets the filter off. However, Searle's asshole has been it's the trained
only part
for this.
Of him that survives.
And
it's like Bondarenko's souls.
No. What happens is that all of the sun's power is funneled into his butthole.
Get behind me. I've readied myself for this.
He's achieved true self-actualization. He's a light bender now.
There is a dumb conspiracy documentary called Eat the Sun, and this is just like this is the sequel.
I was gonna say, does it involve showing the sun your asshole to just like prove you have the mandate?
Searle does seem like the kind of guy who would do a UV enema. I'm just saying. So yeah, they all gather, they watch Mercury, and then Harvey hears something. He hears something over the radio, which is textually, Mercury is an antenna, and it is rebroadcasting the distress signal from another ship, and that other ship is the Icarus I. So the crew now has a decision to make. They are getting an active distress signal from the Icarus I, and some of them want to go over and check it out. Maybe like save the crew, maybe get some supplies, stuff like that. At this point, they have more than enough supplies. Nothing has gone wrong with their mission. And I like this bit of characterization from Mace. Everyone's kind of saying like, oh yeah, like we could just like divert over there and like, you know, save the crew. Someone's got to still be alive. Mace just kind of tells them that they're idiots and that they have a crucial mission. They have a mission to save the fucking world.
Guys, did you forget what we're doing here?
If we fuck this up, everybody on Earth dies.
No, just watch the true reason why he's doing this is because he wasn't allowed in the phone booth and now he's mad and fatalistic about it.
Yeah, everyone else has fun in the observation room and only Mace plays with the holodeck. At first, I thought Mace was just being set up as the asshole who fights everyone and then gets killed off, because those characters tend to exist in sci-fi. You have to demonstrate the threat early on, and best to do it with a character everyone hates. But we do see, like, consistent characterization in this movie. Mace puts the mission first. They kind of write this off as like, oh, he was a military guy, so he understands sacrifice. And he's more than willing to accept his own sacrifice for this. He isn't a hypocrite who puts himself first. He is very clear that we have a mission to do. If we fuck this up, Earth dies.